We got the Wizards and the SuperSonics.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting... Hello again, everybody. Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And tonight it'll be Seattle going up against Washington.
Let's see if this is the game where I cut Vince Carter.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports
All it takes.
for another edition of it. And before we get underway here, let's check over with David Aldrich, who was able to talk with head coach. Thank you, David. We should have a fan favorite here tonight. Two fast break teams. Lots of highlight reel plays. Doris, what can either side do to try and slow down the other?
Well, both teams love to take turnovers.
Oh, right. This is that stadium or arena. For whatever reason.
And turn them into highlight reel dunks. So one, you've got to take high quality shots, take care of the basketball, make sure you're getting good shots every
Lower should go off.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Washington, Carter out there with Paul George. Then it's Zach LaVine, and it's Fox, and it's Noel in at the center position. And George, here we go. Hill pulls it in. Wizards on D. The pass to Lillard. Offline with his three. Middleton against Carter.
Oh!
With the dunk.
And you know Carter is taking off on the drive. When he has a head of steam like that, he's looking to tear off the rim.
There's a screen by Gortat. Three-pointer, Lillard. Vince Carter grabs the miss.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Kept alive, Porter. And the layup falls.
Well, the motor is on full display right now for Otto Porter. He is getting after
I was
that
drinking when that
glass.
happened.
Fox passes to Noel. There's the pick. George against Porter. Now here is George. He's guarded closely. Nice D from Porter.
And one of the things I love about Chris Middleton is his decision making. You know, he doesn't force shots or passes when he has the ball and just lets the play develop. And that's why coaches trust him so much.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Hill. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. There's 1:54 left to play here in the first. On the wing, LaVine. He's guarded by Hill. Carter with the three. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist. Carter's got his second basket of the
Old
night.
man Vince
And with
balling out.
decision-making, it's true for both his scoring and his passing.
For the amount he facilitates,
Old man Vince getting boards.
efficiency.
Old man Vince
Turnovers,
do it all.
Solid field goal percentage, and his passing gets better every year.
Carter outside. And there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Seattle on defense. They trail by 1. There's a screen by Noel. Clock at 6. Here's George.
Well, the long arms of Otto Porter forcing the miss there.
Goes back up.
A nightmare quarter for this guy. Simply can't buy a bucket.
And it's George again missing.
That's a good deal. I really enjoyed
Back to
drafting
Lillard.
Vince Carter. Literally the lowest overall player in the league for starting.
And once again, off
And he's
the
actually
mark by
balling
Seattle.
out.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Hill with it. Now defended by LaVine. Off the pick. Second chance shot. And it's finished off inside by Gortat.
That's called battling your way for the second chance opportunity. Gortat is a real handful.
And here is Fox. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Outside, George. That doesn't go either for George. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality.
I don't even care if I lose or don't make the playoffs. I got literally Vince Carter jamming.
He's a young man who is all about taking care of business.
That's all I wanted to see. I could literally trade away
We
the
got a
team
close
now if I
game here
wanted
as
to.
we get back to the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Seattle. Guys?
Hustling
That's
on
how
the
happy I
offensive
am right
glass.
now.
That's led to a number of second chance points.
I don't think the defense has been very good, and right now they're letting them pounce all over them and get second chance opportunities.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Fox is out there with Levine, and there's Nerlens Noel, and there's Carter, and it's George in at the power forward. You think back to how Jeff Hornacek was as a player. Doris, you see that same demeanor on the sidelines.
Well, what you're talking about there, Kev, is sort of that gritty,
Get him,
no-nonsense,
Vince.
tough-minded approach.
Get him,
Jeff
Vince.
Hornacek was as a player. He certainly displays
Ooh,
similar
close.
attributes as a coach.
Seattle trails by 3. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Lillard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on De'Aaron Fox. And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight, Greg, to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
Doris is a former guard. You know how much energy it takes to run a team and think a game as well as score. I mean, there's a lot on your plate at that position. But backcourt guys get an advantage of playing with a consistently high motor.
Well, Russell Westbrook, in addition to his ferocity, seems to be able to sustain his level of energy across a 48-minute game. I feel like the guy never gets a rest, so he's one high motor guy. I'll tell you a guy who doesn't do it the same way, but still it's required that he has a level of endurance that maybe would shock people, is James Harden. Like, the guy has the basketball in his hands. He's #1 priority in terms of the defensive scout. So Russell Westbrook and James Harden, though they go about the job differently, both are phenomenal at having a great endurance and having the ball so much.
And it's Lillard again missing. The Wizards with the lead.
Shoot it, Vince. Just shoot it, bro.
Carter dishes to Fox. Noel sets a screen for George. Cans it from downtown. George has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Washington.
That's his second bucket from range this quarter after hitting none in the first.
Middleton outside. Gortat against Noel. Fox with the steal.
Fox.
And now the pass
Stay
by Fox
free,
with the
boom,
ball.
shaka,
And
laka.
it's Fox with the jam.
And you have to have respect for his speed in transition. Fox is a high-octane player who explodes in the open floor.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Pick up by Hill. Gortat with a screen on Fox. Gortat controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Get back in there, Gortat, making sure that one went home.
It's George on the wing. And Noel kicks to George. It's stolen by Hill. And pushing it up, here's Seattle. Hill leading the charge. That one good for 2. Now just a 2-point Wizards lead.
Well, you love to watch George Hill stroke it from the mid-range. Demonstrates his ability to score from just about anywhere.
Fox kicks to Noel. George with no one around. Good on the triple. George has got 9.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now here is Hill. His last outing, he had 8 points. Outside Porter over George. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Tough to bother that shot, right? Otto Porter with prototypical size and length at the small forward.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of one. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. And let's get your...
Need more boards.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here. Washington leading now by 3.
Well, Paul George has made himself into one of the premier two-way perimeter players in the NBA. I think you have to put him in that category with Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. He can take over a game in every facet, guys.
They've got Chris Middleton. Gortat is out there with Otto Porter Jr. Then there's Hill, and it's Lillard in at the point.
He really
That's
takes
the
some
lineup in the
shots.
game for Seattle. On the wing, Porter, defended by George. Puts it up from 12. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Doris, Paul George, capable of carrying a team offensively while also locking down the other team's top wing threat.
And that, to me, Kev, is one of the hardest things to do in this league, to expend the energy necessary to be an elite two-way player. Paul George is the real deal. Guys, there's no doubt last year was a breakout year for Otto Porter. I mean, he set career highs almost across the board. Points, rebounds, and so on. This guy went from being a role player to a major part of the offense.
And for Porter, and Doris, you've always said that he always had the tools.
No doubt. I mean, with Porter's size and ability to shoot the basketball, I think he's going to be a player who has a long career. Is it a complimentary role? Probably. But because he can catch and shoot, there's always value.
Lillard outside from past the arc. Rebound by the Wizards. This game against Seattle is the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, and last year it didn't
Zach.
matter whether it was on the home or on the road. They failed to take a game from either of the two meetings.
You know, they may have lost some confidence coming off those losses last year. They know their roster is similarly talented. You wonder if that provides extra motivation in this matchup this season.
There's the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Lillard's got 10 points.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Here's Fox. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Gortat's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Fox against Lillard. Fox with the steal.
Old man Carter.
The shot by Carter. Nobody around. Nails the 16-footer. 9 points in the game so far.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Last season, the Wizards having one of the best years in franchise history. No title for the team. But, Doris, they did secure their first division title since 1979.
And if my math is correct, Kev, that was a 38-year drought they managed to end. But for this team, I think they know it's just the start, and they want to go even deeper in the playoffs this year.
Lillard, the pass to Hill.
Count it.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Now, George Hill forces the action inside. Terrific control in the paint, and he earns the call thanks to his aggressiveness.
And George Hill, one of the elite defensive point guards in the league.
Well, he's got all the tools, Kevin. He's a great athlete. He's got long arms, and, of course, the know-how to get it done.
There's a screen by Noel. Fox kicks to Noel.
George open.
The 3 from
That's
George.
really 3 though.
Basket number 5
Oh.
goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Well, you cannot let Paul George get going from there. As a solid and outside scorer, measuring that shot well.
They set the screen for three. Hill. That one doesn't go. And Washington the other way now. Levine against Hill. Now here is George. Defense right on him. Lets it go from 11. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
Absolutely. You have to execute. No reason why they can't get a couple of chances at scores.
Here's Lillard. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. For Seattle, they have been perfect so far from the free throw line. 6 for 6. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Fox with it. They set the pick. George, that's a 2-pointer. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
Listen, Paul George is a high IQ basketball player, positions himself beautifully off the screen.
He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Washington. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Right back after this break. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Seattle trails by 8. Taking a look at the Wizards. Nerlens Noel is out there with Paul George. And it's Fox. And there's Carter. And it's Levine in at the 2. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Outside Hill. Fires the 3. Rebound Washington. Noel's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Fox. He dishes it to George. There's the pick.
Go past Noel.
On the wing, Levine. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And Seattle shooting poorly, just 35% so far. And Lillard kicks to Middleton. Fox with the steal. And now the fast break, Fox with the ball.
That's not why I drafted you, but that's why I drafted you.
Good off the glass. Noel's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Washington.
Well, that's what you call wingspan. Nerlens Noel is so
Make him
long
burn
and so
timeouts. Good
effective
job,
keeping the
Wizards.
ball away and getting the break started.
Seattle calls timeout.
Yeah, I think Coach calls his timeout right now because he's not happy with the distribution of shots. Difficult shots, contested shots. You've got to get a better offensive rhythm.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jeff Hornacek said to his team. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys.
Listen, Kev, this guy, one of the more reliable scorers in the league, night in and night out.
Fox kicks to Levine. There's a screen. Noel sets a screen for Levine. Again, Levine missing. Seattle trails by 8. Here's Lillard. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And free throw good from Lillard.
48.
Free throws good for Damian Lillard.
And good aggressive basketball on that trip. Drawing the foul, converting the free throws, and then also narrowing the gap.
Now Fox. George up top. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
I've scored 38 every single game.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a must that you contest Paul George, especially from the mid-range. This is a dominant shooter from there.
Hill dishes to Lillard. 131.
Oh, get that out
It's
of
out of
here.
bounds. Seattle will retain possession. A 3 off the inbound. Lillard again missing. Washington leading now by 8. Levine passes to Fox. Back to Levine. 1:15 left in the fourth. Carter kicks to George. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Gortat. The shot by George, no good. Seattle has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And here's Hill for 3. It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Well, the veteran George Hill continues to be masterful in these situations. He's such a great option to shoot it.
George missing again.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
And so they foul intentionally. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's
Like that.
Terrific anticipation by him, and that's why he's out on the court.
Oh, Paul, I see you.
It was last touched by George. Seattle calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 24 seconds left in the fourth.
This team literally cannot score more than 38 points.
And now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, Paul George.
Paul George in
When
our
a
20-point
player
game.
scores over
I'll
half
take
his
it.
team's points, you know he's going to be our pick. Even when he's been the exclusive focus of the defense, they just haven't been able to keep him in check. A tremendous individual effort.
Here's Middleton off the inbound, buries it. What a beautiful shot to
Get
bring
to
him
George.
within
Let's
3.
get it to George.
Boy, ran his man right into the pick and got the open look. Basketball 101.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, I don't think there's any question any longer about Paul George being an elite NBA talent. He's a remarkable shooter, exceptional defender, and most importantly, an incredible leader. He knew what was riding on those foul shots and didn't mess around, making this a 2-possession game.
Hill dishes to Porter. Middleton for 3. Another miss by Middleton. And that's an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
69. $72.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game. Lillard from outside gets it to fall.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.
Lillard with 57, Hill with 21, Porter with 18, Gortat with 12, and Middleton with 6. Middleton needs to hit his threes. So is Lillard, 3 for 9. Good grief. Jordan was 72 and 9. Vince Carter was second on the team. Perfect. 4 for 4 from the field with a 3-pointer and a dunk. 12 boards. Fox. 9 steals, 6 assists, 12 points. I'll take it. Levine, I need him to step up a little bit more. 9 and 9. Noel, he got it done on the boards. 18, 6, and 6 assists. Ooh, I'll take it. So 2 players on my team, perfect from the field. I just kind of shot everywhere. So did the Sonics, actually. Just I hit my threes. They really did it. 1 for 5. Wow.